question is, what are you afraid of? So I'll encourage you to sit down and think about that and write it out. What you're afraid of. Why am I not scheduling this exam? This stuff is serious right here. So write that out, okay? So after you ask yourself that question, you say, what am I afraid of? I want you to say, who am I afraid of? Because a lot of times it's not just me, but pride can be a factor. For me it was. People know I'm taking an exam. The first exam I took, I told people I took it. I encourage people not to, don't tell people you're taking it. But if you can handle it, then fine. Maybe people within your group, if you can handle it, then fine. But that may be more pressure. And then you go on with the pressure of trying to know, and then you go on more pressure. So who are you afraid of? Is it something that, are you afraid of what others might think if you don't pass? That's something you really need to think about. Because have y'all thought about that? It's some reason why we're not, just in general, it took me 5 years before I took the first exam. Or before I got licensed. Okay? Why?
I just didn't want to take it.
Well, why?
I didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to do it.
You didn't want to do
I
it.
got my master's. That's good enough.
And I was like that for a while too. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. You might feel like I let myself down. You know? And then, what's that now?
Right.
Exactly. What are my parents going to think? You know?
That was my husband.
What is my husband going to think? And that's real stuff. That's real stuff. People are counting on you to come through with it. Really think about that. And that doesn't mean that your parents are bad or that your husband's bad. But we as human beings want people to think the best of us. They've invested in us. They have faith. They've been talking. My wife, she just finished her master's. You know? Somebody knows something about it. Is like, did she get licensed? You know?
That's the next question.
Exactly.
She studied for it now.
Yeah. Oh, she gonna knock that out, boy. It's like put more pressure on me. You know.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. This stuff is serious. Okay. So are you afraid of how you may feel about yourself and your abilities if you do not pass? Write it down. I want you to have a dialogue with yourself about that, because you got to process this stuff. Sometimes we're emotionally more, I wouldn't say unstable, but we're not as set as we think we are when it gets down to it. You know what I mean? When we really start processing what's really going on. You know? Okay. So once you ask the question, did you have a question?
You said, are you afraid of how you would deal with yourself and your abilities?
Are you afraid of how you may feel about yourself and your abilities if you do not pass? So is my sense of self, my confidence in self weighted on this exam? Will I feel like, let's just be real, will I feel like a failure if I don't pass this exam? I've gone through school. I finished the comps. I made it. But now, this exam, this is just, and a lot of times it's just too much right now. But when? When? You know? Okay. So then the next question is, am I afraid of you, the evaluator? That evaluator could be yourself. If it's you that has placed too high of a standard on yourself while you're not taking it, that evaluator can be friends. It could be a spouse. It could be a parent. Are you afraid? And is that fear, I need to put that in here, is that fear justified? You know? Is that fear justified? And if you can justify the fear in any way, why is that important to you? Why is it right? Okay? So that's some things that I want you to ask yourself. So, and then when I think about my evaluator, am I afraid of my evaluator? Really? When you start writing that down, I started putting some things down with some things that I was going through, and I just thought, like, really? It's amazing, folks. It's amazing if y'all do this exercise, I'm saying, and it doesn't even have to be on, it can be on anything that you have fear with. It's amazing how once you do this exercise that you'll realize you've created all this stuff. We are our worst enemies. They don't even care like that. They care for you, but not like that. They care for your success. You see what I'm saying? And if it is someone who's very negative, then they need to get over it. Because you're hindering my progress. So I can't allow you to do this, so I got to get it moving. I got to make you not a factor. Why are you so much a factor that you're hindering me if it's negative from doing this, okay? So the question is, as a human being, do they not eat and breathe the same way you do? Do they not go to the bathroom just like you do? I mean, it doesn't have to be family. This can be friends. Friends in another field. They may not have thought much about social work in the first place. And now you're telling your best friend, yeah, I done failed the exam. And they're like, a social work exam you failed? I'm just saying, this is real life. You know, am I afraid of my friend? And why have I created, even if they are like that, why am I letting that affect my life, my success, my ability to serve? Okay, so we are all equally endowed. No one, and no matter how smart friends, family, whatever, come across, no one is the master of everything. Sometimes we don't really look inside ourselves to realize the value of what we have. You see what I'm saying? People are really good at certain things, but you know, you might just be good at maintaining a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got all the money over here, but y'all not happy. I got a good relationship. We don't look at that as success. But we shouldn't be waiting against others anyway, but I'm just saying when we're drawing a picture, because right now these things are affecting our progress. I don't think a lot of people are questioning why we're at this point and why we're not progressing further. Okay, so is it because they are outperforming you, a friend, a family member? Is it because you have something to prove to yourself when it comes to failure, or has someone close to you made you feel incompetent, and therefore you have something to prove because of this exam? You know? But you don't really believe in yourself. You have something to prove, but at the end of the day, how much do I really believe in myself that I can make this happen? To be honest, I didn't believe that I could pass the clinical exam. Be real with you. I knew a lot of smart people that failed. Smart. And they just voluntarily. That's why I said my mission when I did that, it was other people to share with me. I'm going to share with people that I failed. So it can help people, that have experienced that. Okay? So I doubted myself. I was insecure about my ability. It was ridiculous. So this is the main thing, part of the technique. We're going to move on. Okay. Talk to, and be really careful on this one. Okay. I want you to talk as if you were talking to your evaluator. Okay? Your evaluator could be yourself. That's the reason for you not taking it. Your evaluator could be that friend. It could be that family member. Whoever that person is, I want you to talk to them. I'm not talking about real life. I'm talking about, I want you to get schizophrenic for a little bit. Okay? I want you to have a schizophrenic relationship with yourself. Now, this is not something that I advise to go doing and stuff like that all the time, except for with therapy for yourself. And especially, I'll tell you, from a spiritual perspective, I just put it out there. I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anybody that doesn't go that way, but from my belief system, is that fear is of the devil. And so I don't want to spend too much time. I don't want to spend time talking to demons. So that's why I'm saying don't go too deep in it. Talk as if you were talking. You're not talking to somebody, but as if. You're imagining, okay, if this person was here, what would they say? So then you ask and you say, well, I think that they would say this, and then you engage. Okay? And you do that prayerfully. Have a moment to engage with your evaluator, to yourself about this subject. Have that time. Don't make this a habit. And then just go and sort it out. This is the breakthrough part of this thing. When you put this material down and you see why you're thinking that way, You see, it just can be amazing that you see that this thing is all you. Okay, so we're gonna move on from here. All right.